There's always somebody. That's why when you do get stuff wrong in the prediction game, like I got Jordan Davis's contract wrong, you know, there's you know, I'm gauging him as a 2-down player. The Eagles gauged him as a 3-down player. There's
Yeah.
always the
I
Dallas
think
Cowboys.
we got to be real on Jordan Davis though, John. I've seen a lot of talk about him in the chat today. And look, you can be optimistic on Jordan Davis and you can like the contract. You can be happy he's re-signed. I'm happy he's re-signed. I wanted him to be in Philly. We also have to acknowledge, though, it is pure hope and projection to assume he's going to be a 3-down player. I saw some people in here, he's going to be a 3. We haven't seen that yet. There's no evidence yet of him being a 3-down player. So I do think we have to put that caveat out there. I like the player. I'm not mad they brought him back. But right now, it's a deal based on hope in a way.
Well, it's a deal based on projection, which is, that's what NFL teams do. That's the whole thing. That's the trick. You project rookies, you project guys going on their second contracts. So yeah, it's definitely based on projection. I know they don't like the hope word, but that's the whole world in the NFL. Your projection. You're projecting this guy is going to be a good player and worthy of this contract. I think it's fair to people to point out we've seen, 4 years of Jordan Davis and 3 years. You would say, well, no, there's no way. And last year you saw some signs that he could be that.
I agree. I mean, I think draft picks are fine based on projections. When it comes to $26 million, that's where I think not always do you go based on projection only. I mean, Micah Parsons didn't get paid $46 million on projection, John.
No, but they are projecting he will continue to play at the level that he did. And last year he did until he got hurt. But yeah, there's that projection part of it. Max Crosby, they're projecting he's going to be the same player he was in Las Vegas, Baltimore. So there's projection involved. You're not paying a guy for what he did somewhere else. You're paying him because you assume that Micah Parsons is going to be a great player for the Green Bay Packers. And he was until he got hurt. But, your hope is you get more than when he get hurt late in the season, 14 games, whatever it was. So yeah, it's all, you're just projecting that they're going to continue to be the players that they have been.
Well, you're not with Jordan though, right? You're not projecting him to continue. You're projecting him to take a big leap.
But I'm saying in those instances, you're still projecting. It's a different type of projection, but you're still projecting.
No, not all of them are created equal. We'll see what happens. I do like Jordan Davis. I'm happy for him, and I do think he had a big year, and it was good to see him come in and be in shape, take on that leadership role, and kind of really advance as a player. So I'm happy about the deal for him. Well done for Jordan Davis. It is a big one, and now we await the Jalen Carter deal, which I thought would come this year, but I do think you're right, John. They'll probably kick that can down the road. And now we have Jalen Phillips looming. John, does it get done today? Does Jalen Phillips return to Philly? We're going to learn pretty soon, dude. We're 3-4 hours away, and maybe even sooner if the Eagles are able to get it done before that noon window where it opens up to everybody.
Yeah, I would hope it's done before noon, but we shall see.
Yep, we'll see what ends up happening. With that, appreciate everybody being here today. One final piece, I do want to thank the great people at Fritz and Bianculli Law Firm for sponsoring Birds 365 today. Don't forget to give Brian Fritz a call. He's one of the very best out there, so we appreciate Fritz and Bianculli. And also get your text in for the tailgate, all right, for the home opener tailgate with JAKIB Sports, getting you into the game, $100, and we got the full tailgate. I told you guys we're going to have a full tent, full food. It's going to be pretty awesome. I spoke with Savvy. They sent me, let me see if I can find this link. I'll show you it on Zander time. They sent me the company that does the tailgate services. So it's a whole company that puts on tailgates, and they got tents and everything. So we have a full company leading the tailgate, so it'll be a good stuff. It'll be a good atmosphere for everybody, for JAKIB Nation to get together for the home opener for the 2027 season. So send Krause a text, 267-261-3000. 877-889-3428. John, a couple of minutes left to go here on the show today. With free agency kicking off, obviously it's an exciting time in the NFL season and an exciting time for the new league year beginning. Any outside names, John, we're not thinking that right now? Is Phillips the only name you expect the Eagles to be tied to today, or do you think they could be a player on anybody else?
I don't think you're going to see any outside free agent signings this early in the process for the Eagles. Trades, you never know. But no, I think, and you look at it, if it goes to plan, if all goes to plan, you got this monster extension for Jordan Davis. You're going to have a bigger monster extension for Jalen Phillips. Those are the splashy deals. And then you start to fill in later in wave 2 and wave 3.
Yeah, we'll
see. Tight end would be the one position though. If they're going to do a mid-range deal, and they basically not been in the middle class over recent seasons, they're going to do a middle class deal, maybe tight end. And I've been talking about Charlie Kohler for a while.
Right. Is he tier 1 though? I mean, is he going to be the first wave?
No, he's not tier 1 because he's not like Isaiah Likely is tier 1 from Baltimore, but he's that sort of guy. And I compared him to Josh Oliver because Josh Oliver came from Baltimore. That's where all the great tight ends come from. People knew he was the best blocking tight end in football, and he got a pretty big deal. Not super in free agency. I think the same thing's going to happen with Kohler.
Yeah, we'll see what ends up happening with Charlie Kohler coming in, or potentially where he signs. I like that name, John. And you're right. Ever since you said that name, now I'm seeing it all over the place. I'm like, people listening to Birds 365, Johnny.
And Montaric Brown's another guy I mentioned who's middle class. He got 3 years. Now he stayed in Jacksonville. He got 3 years, 33. That's the NFL's middle class, so to speak. Eagles don't live in that range, and they're not going to pay that for a cornerback too, which when I wrote about it, I said that it's unlikely because it'll be a little bit too expensive. But if they want to get back in the middle class business, Montaric Brown would make a lot of sense. But that's just not. If you think about what we just said about who they have to pay and what's upcoming, it's not feasible to play cornerback too, $11 million a year. It's just not. It's not realistic.
Well, a lot of stuff about to unfold, and it's going to be interesting to see. Johnny Mac, great show today. Your final thoughts here. I assume, John, I'm going to be talking to you later on today, my friend. So it's a goodbye for now, not a goodbye forever.
Well, hopefully not for forever.
No,
that means some bad things. I do have to pick up some dog food, so that means some bad things are going to happen to me. But yeah, everybody have fun. It's here. Enjoy it.
I like it. All right, John. Good stuff, man. I'll talk to you later on today.
All right. See you guys.
All right. See you, dude. That's Johnny Mac. John McMullen joining us right here on Birds 365. A little bit of a morbid end there, John. I didn't mean it. I'm sorry, bro. Sorry on that for everything. I didn't mean it, J Mac. It just slipped. All right, dude. Holy crap. Good to see everybody in here today. Thanks for being here. Hit that like button for us. Keith, I knew you'd jump on it, Keith. I mean, Keith, this guy Keith doesn't miss a thing. You know, he's got to get on my ass. No Diddy. He'll be on that one too. All right, he'll be on that one too. But guys, with a lot of stuff coming out, Jordan Davis obviously got the big deal this weekend. You know, what you guys think of the Jordan Davis deal? Let me gauge the comments in the chatter. I saw Brandon Howard debating with some people. I saw Rasputin debating with some people. I saw Dabney. You're counting pockets. Dabney, I don't give a fuck what they make. I'm covering the NFL, dude. Dabney, you worry about your job, all right? Feeding your fucking cat in the basement, and I'll worry about mine. Thank you, Dabney. All right? Holy moly. Tony, thank you, brother. Appreciate it, man. He says I'm happy. I'm happy for him too, man. It's a good deal, but it is hope. It is hope. It is based on hope. He's a 2-down guy. He's been a 2-down guy for 4 years. Not a 3-down player. If you can't acknowledge that, then you're not being honest with yourself. Brandon says, I'm pro Davis deal. I'm feeling good about it. I'm pro Davis too, but Brandon, you can acknowledge that was a pretty big, pretty steep, pretty big commitment there. All right. I'm kind of with Fleming. Not a 3-tech. Has not been. So we will see. You know, he got a Milton Williams size deal, and he does not do what Milton Williams does. And for the people who say he's the greatest run stopper in the history of run stoppers, he's not. I mean, what was it? Well, does anybody know what the Eagles' run defense was graded out last year? Eagles run defense grades. Let's see. I will get the exact for you. Total defense, they were 13th. Pass defense, they were 9th. Run defense, they were 22nd. 22nd in the league in run defense last year. So, now it's a team thing. That's not all on Jordan Davis, but if you pay top of the line for a run stuffer, you'd think you'd have Vita Vea. We don't. All right. We don't. 22nd in run defense. 26 million. Jordan, let's go, bro. Time to rush the passer, Jordan. It's time to rush the passer, Jordan. Here's B. Preston. I think J-Mac hit it on the nose. This is screaming we think Davis is. Oh, it is 100%. Preston, there's no doubt about that. I mean, this is a 3-down contract. This is a 3-down player-sized contract. Meanwhile, New England with Milton Williams and dudes, top 10. Yeah, you don't want to, here's Pumper. Pumper says that Jordan Davis had 1 year of production. Look, I get the concerns. I don't have a problem. I like Jordan Davis. I'm not mad about the I thought it was it was much higher than I expected it to be. But look, I can acknowledge it's 1 year of good production. So we'll see.